Hello, Gary and Dylan. This is Joel from Metalinks. Remember, hover your cursor over the black part of the TV screen there, and on the top left, when the buffering gets to 100%, you should have no trouble viewing this video as well as hearing the audio. So, Gary, it's nice to see y'all play so well that night. I've told several people about y'all shooting 2 under on 3 holes for alternate shot. That was fantastic playing, y'all. And having a 6-footer for birdie you even missed on the 8th hole. So that's great playing. Gary, it's nice to see the swing here. You're going to see, though, that on this downswing, with that club head that far above the line over here on our left, that's going to be one of the main things that's going to create a little more inconsistency than you'd like. Hands and arms look fantastic over here on our right, the way they've turned over. But whenever you see the tour players, Gary, from this down the line angle, they're going to get on that plane line much earlier than what we're seeing for you. See how much flatter his shaft is earlier in the downswing there, Gary. See how his club head comes right down that red line. All the tour players do that. Whereas yours doesn't get on the line until the last second there before impact. And it's through the top of their left shoulder, parallel to their plane line in their follow through, where yours, see, Gary, is a little lower through the middle of your torso there. Not quite through your top of your left shoulder until it gets later in the follow through. But what's especially good about the swing there, Gary, is the way those hands work through impact. And in that sense, those hands will look a lot like the tour players at that point in the follow through, Gary. That right hand's covered over the left. Those arms are extended pretty well. That is very much like the tour players, Gary. That's one of the main things that's helping you be the pretty good player you are. Then you're on up to your finish. And for you, Dylan, we can see how things look here from these same 2 camera angles. It's nice to see you play so well the other night too, Dylan, to watch you guys play a few holes together. So that's pretty neat there, man. You see on the left here, that downswing plane is going to look a lot like the tour players. Watch Tiger over here on the downswing. All the tour players, like I showed you, Ernie Els, Tiger Woods, it doesn't matter. About halfway or 2/3 in their downswing, Dylan, that club head gets right on that plane line, follows it in the ball, then goes above it after impact through the top of their left shoulder. That's what we're seeing for you too, Dylan. That's why when you do catch it, man, it goes pretty far. So that looks a lot like the tour players, Dylan. Very good. And then from this face-on angle, Dylan, you can see how things look compared to the tour players. Yeah, see those hands and arms, just like your dad, look pretty good through their impact. Now what is different though, notice this, Dylan, you have about 90% of your body on this side of this line coming up from where the ball was, whereas the tour players have about 70 or 80 or 90% of their body on this side of the line, the red line, coming up from where the ball was. So that is a little bit different for you there, Dylan. But when you finish, you look a lot like the tour players. Your head's in front of the circle on top of your left foot, nothing but your right foot and right calf off this nice straight line of your body, and that's what you're seeing for the tour players as well. So there are definitely a lot of good things going on there, Dylan and Gary. And again, I like everybody to learn what you're doing similar to the tour players, what you're doing right, as well as what you're doing different than the tour players, what you're doing kind of wrong. So again, it's sure nice to see you all again this year. We might try and play in the one in September, and maybe we see y'all down there again that day. Take care, Gary. Take care, Dylan. Hope to see you around town soon. Bye-bye.